Okay. Good evening. Today's topic is muscle stimulation. Uh, I'm coming forward to the definition. What is the muscle stimulation? Electrical muscle stimulation, which is also known as neuromuscular electrical stimulation or electromyostimulation, is a protocol that elicits a muscle contraction using electrical impulse that directly stimulates motor neurons of that particular muscle. This means that when we apply a muscle stimulation to a nerve or a muscle belly, we passively stimulate the affected muscle or nerve to regenerate it in the proper form. Okay. Now, which type of currents we use? We mainly use low frequency current for the muscle stimulation. There are two types of low frequency current we use in muscle stimulation, that is alternating current or also known as Faraday current, and second is direct current or galvanic current. The alternating current is also divided into two topics, that is modified or surged and unmodified, and direct current is again divided into modified or interrupted current and unmodified current. Modified or interrupted current again divided into short duration interrupted direct current or SDIDC and long duration interrupted direct current or LDIDC. Now, what is Faraday type current? The Faraday type current is a impulses with duration of less than 10 ms. Having a short duration, these currents are used for stimulating or strengthening normal muscles, that is innervated muscles, which every person being having such impulses are said to be the Faraday type current or surge Faraday current. Its duration from 1 ms to 0.01 ms, that is millisecond, and repetition rate of 30 to 100 hertz, that is PPS, pulse per second. Okay. Now coming forward to the next topic, that is what is Faraday type currents when used. Faraday type currents are always searched for treatment purpose. It produces a tetanic like contraction. That means when you feel it on your own body, it will be that like tetanic, that will pinch you and relax of the muscle. The current is surged so that the intensity of the successive impulses increases gradually. That means it goes increasing in a gradual manner, that is a ramp up type, and each impulse is reaching a peak value greater than the preceding one, either suddenly or gradually. In the stimulator, the circuit is modified to produce various surges of various duration and frequencies and waveforms. In the picture, you can see that one is like a triangular shape, one is like ramp up, ramp down says, and one is going increasingly in a parallel manner and coming down suddenly. That is like sawtooth. Okay. Next, what are the physiological effects of Faraday type current? Stimulation of sensory nerve. We can stimulate the sensory nerves by the stimulation of the Faraday type current. We can also stimulate the motor nerve. Motor nerve are the supplying our muscles, affecting of the muscle contraction. In the muscle contraction, we, if are denervated muscle or partially innervated muscle, we can contract it by the giving Faraday type of current. Okay. Next is stimulation of denervated muscle. If the muscle is partially denervated or partially innervated, we can stimulate that by giving the Faraday type current to take it into a normal muscle. Okay. 5. Chemical effects of the Faraday type current. Chemical effects of the Faraday type, this means when we use Faraday type of current, there is a chemical changes under the muscle that gives the electron changes in the muscle belly, and it stimulate the partially innervated muscle or partially denervated muscle. What are the indications of the Faraday type current? Faraday type currents also assist in voluntary contraction. When we use Faraday type current in clinic, we tell the patient to move the muscle or do the movement action by the muscle. Okay. Second is excitation of the fusiomotor fibers. Third is inhibition of the anterior horn cells supplying the antagonist muscle. That means when suppose your flexor muscles of the forearm are affected and we are want to stimulate the flexor group of muscles, so we have to inhibit the extensor group of muscles of the forearm by giving the stimulation by the Faraday type of current, so that it will stimulate the anterior horn cells supplying the antagonist muscle. This will reduce the spasticity of the flexor group of muscles and it will increase the muscle efficiency of the flexor group of muscles. Stretching of the muscle spindle. If a muscle spindle has contracted, we can use there the Faraday type of current so that it will stretch passively the muscle spindle which is already contracted. Third is re-education of the muscle action. We can re-educate the muscle so that it can be in the proper manner in the previous before the accident or in the any type of injury. Training of a new muscle action. If we want to train a new muscle, a new action after stroke or any type of injury, we can add the stimulation of the Faraday type current. In the case of neuropraxia, we can also use the stimulation of the neuropraxia of the motor nerve. In case of what is neuropraxia? Neuropraxia is the injury of the nerve in case of any injury or burn injury or any type of accident. Okay. 8 is improve the venous and lymphatic drainage. If we use the Faraday type of current, it will increase the blood circulation in the veins and lymphatic nodes that will drain the other products of the in the lymph nodes and the veins and will increase the blood circulation and will increase the oxygen supply of the venous system. Prevention and loosening of the muscle adhesions. If we want to adhere the muscle adherence, we have to loosening the muscle bundle by giving the stimulation of the alternating Faraday type current, and it will prevent. Bilal, ask them not to say right now.
No, I just wanted to clarify if everything is going well. Okay, you don't worry.
Sorry. Okay. Next topic. What type of techniques we use to stimulate by the Faraday type of currents? We stimulate partially innervated muscle. Hope you all know the what is the difference between innervation, denervation, and partial innervation and the partially denervation. What is denervated muscle? Denervated muscle means there is no nerve supply in that the particular muscle after an injury or after a surgery or after an accident. If the partially innervation or partially denervated muscle means there is some of the nerve supply to that muscle that is supplied by that nerve. The muscle cannot perform the full muscle action and there is not full sensory and motor supply of that the muscle. There is partially nerve sensory supply and motor supply. And what is the denervated muscle? So innervation muscle. Innervated muscle is the muscle all of us having. Okay, there is full nerve supply having sensory and motor. Strengthening of the weak muscle. What is strengthening of the weak muscle do? If we do Faraday type of current stimulation, it will strengthen the muscle. In case of partially innervated or partially denervated muscle, we apply mainly Faraday type of current so that it will strengthen the weak muscle and we re-educate that nerve that you have to to do in this manner the max action. Okay, Faradism under pressure. Faradism under pressure means we give the stimulation, that is Faradic type of current in the pressure. It will be discussed later. Okay, Faradic foot bath, that is also the same. We apply Faradic type of current or such Faradic current in the sole of the foot. In case of the tendo Achilles or what you can say, the intrinsic muscle stretching. Okay, sixth is Faradic hand bath, same as Faradic foot bath. It will be discussed later. Okay. What are the contraindications? If there is any skin irritation, if there is any infection or rashes, if there is any cut mark, any surgical tissue scar, there should not be applied. Okay. Third is improper skin sensation. If patient having improper skin sensation, that patient cannot tolerate the minimum supply of the current, and he is complaining that he is getting the much more stimulation, so you have not to apply on that cases. Okay. Mental retarded patient, if patient cannot say that he is feeling unwell or he is feeling uncomfortable, the patient should not be applied the Faradic current. High fever patient, surgical metal implanted areas, you all know this is the contraindication in all type of current we use. Surgical pacemaker patients, there is any pacemaker and you are applying at nearest the deltoid muscle or the supraspinatus muscle, there should not be applied on that area, even at the sertus anterior muscle also. Unconscious patient, if patient is the unconscious and in the coma in ICU, you cannot apply on that cases. Next is interrupted direct current. I am going on this topic. Have you any complaint or any problem, any question?
Sir, we can take question at the end of the session. You better complete now. We have limited time.
Okay. IG current or interrupted direct current? Interrupted direct current is a current that gives a series of impulses phases of unidirectional current. This can be any direction and shape, repeated at any frequency. Any directional pulse is an IDC or IG. This is the definition. That means this direct current is a unidirectional current. There is also positive and negative phases of that current, but in case of IG current, we only use the positive phase of that current by interpreted. Okay. There is two type of IDC, that is interrupted direct current or interrupted galvanic current, that is long duration and short duration. Long duration means the duration is high, that is from the 10 ms to the 300 ms or 1000 ms, and short duration current is from 1 ms to 0.01 ms, that is also called as surge Faradic current or Faradic type current. In the Faradic type current, I have also mentioned that duration is low, that is 1 ms from 0.01 ms. You can get that. Okay, we specially use IDC, that is long duration interrupted direct current, in the especially for the denervated muscle, because there is no nerve supply and nerve cannot get that type of short duration current, so we have to stimulate that denervated nerve by giving the long duration stimulation current. This is the type of DC currents. There is various types of DC current, that is one type of rectangular, that is going up in a straight forward, staying for a time and coming downwards. Okay. One is type of trapezoidal type, that is increasing like a ramp type, staying for a time and decreasing like a ramp type. Again, one is type of triangular type, that is ramping up like a increasing type and coming down in a ramp type, there is no staying off. One is type sawtooth, increasing like ramp life and coming down suddenly. And one is type of rectangular type, that is having the both polar, that is in the positive phase and the negative phase also. In negative phase, we do not apply IDC, we only use the positive phase of the IDC. What are the physiological effects of IDC? That is the stimulation of the denervated muscle. I have also discussed what is the denervated muscle. Next is stimulation of the sensory nerve. Next is stimulation of the motor nerve. Next is a skeletal muscle contraction, smooth muscle contraction, tissue regeneration, increased blood circulation due to muscle pumping action, increased movement of charged proteins into lymphatic channels, changes in membrane permeability, excitation of nerve cells, modification of microcirculation. Now I am discussing in brief. What is the denervated muscle stimulation? If there is the denervated muscle and there is no nerve supply on the affected muscle, so muscle cannot get the short duration type of stimulation. So we have to use long duration type of stimulation, that is IDC, and that is long duration interrupted direct current. The duration is from the 300 ms to 10 ms or 1 ms. Stimulation of the sensory nerve, we can also apply the IDC, that is LD IDC, in the sensory nerves. Stimulation of the motor nerve, that is also the denervated muscle application, same. Skeletal muscle contraction, if you have to contract the skeletal muscles, you have to apply the IDC, that is LD IDC or IG current. Tissue regeneration, if you want to regenerate the tissue which is affected or surgically removed or any type of disrupted, you have to use the IG current. Okay. Increase the blood circulation. If we use the IG current, there is a pumping action of that muscle. It will be visible when you apply clinically on a muscle. This will increase the muscle pumping action. What it will do, it will do the increased blood circulation. There will be oxygen supply increased, and there will be the any hello.
Yes, you're audible. You can continue.
Okay. There will be blood circulation, and the excretory materials of that area, it will be removed. Increase movement of the charged proteins of lymphatic channels, changes in the permeability, excitation of the nerve cells. If you want to excite one nerve cell that is has suppressed or there is any injury, you can also apply the IG current to excite the nerve cells. You can also apply in the microcirculation to increase the circulation in the micro vessels or micro tissues. Methods of stimulating current. There are two types of electrodes we use, that is one pad electrode, one is probe electrode. Okay. Placement, if you want to stimulate a muscle, you have to know the proper placement of the pad electrodes or the pen electrodes. There are two type of current pad we use, that is cathode and anode. You have to note down that ABC. Just remind it, ABC: active, black, cathode. Okay, it will be applied at the nerve origination. Okay, and use the anode on the stimulating area. Passive electrode may be placed at the origin of the insertion of the muscle or the muscle group over the motor supplying the muscle. And where you will get the motor point, you have to go the proximal 1/3 and distal 2/3. That is the main particular area of a motor point of a muscle. And suppose if there is any injury or any surgical scar or any type of rashes, you will get that motor point just below that area, that is distal of that area. Okay, that is also mentioned here. This is the electrical stimulator machine. All of you know there is one pen electrode and what is pad electrode. This is the looks of pad electrode and pen electrode. We use one of cotton covering or clothes covering on the tip of the pen electrode, and these are the links, tint cables. This is the application obligation of the pen electrode and the stimulation on the flexor group of muscle. The pen electrode is placed over the motor The pen electrode is placed over the motor point of the flexor group of muscles of one particular muscle, and the therapist is increasing the intensity to get the muscle stimulation and the contraction of the muscle. Now, how can you apply the low frequency stimulation? Low frequency or with IG or SF can be applied in the all peripheral nerve injuries. Okay, if you having a problem in the upper limb or lower limb or the sciatic nerve, in the tibial nerve, any type of nerve, there nerve injury, you can stimulate that muscle supplied by the that nerve, particular nerve affected. You have to just discriminate the denervated muscle, partially innervated muscle, and the innervated muscle. You have to note down that there is difference between denervated muscle and innervated muscle. In case of denervated muscle, we have to use IG muscle, IG current, and you have to use SF current or surge fatigue current or short duration interrupted direct current. In the case of innervated muscle, if a muscle coming from the denervated muscle to a partially innervated muscle on the area of 1 ms or 10 ms, we have to change it to the SF current or surge fatigue current from the IG current or interrupted direct current. The aim is to preserve all physiological properties of the muscle supplied by the dysfunctional nerve. So our aim is, if there is any problem due to the injury or due to the accident or due to the surgery, patient having to move his limb or move his muscle and having in difficulty in doing his ADL or activity in daily life. So you have to increase the stimulating days, and you have to go from the IG current to SF current to re-innervate the muscle and to strengthening the muscle. The main rationale to provide exercise artificially by external contraction to increase circulation of the blood. In case of any local surgery, just immediate of the surgery or just immediate of the after the any injury or accident, the patient is unable to move his limb or unable to move his muscle, so he is or she is unable to do exercise actively. So we have to artificially move his limb or muscle, and you can also apply the passive movement. Also you can use IG current or SF current depending on the denervation of that muscle or reinnervation of the muscle or partially innervation of the muscle. Contraction of the muscle should be visible by the therapist, and that means if you are giving a stimulation, you have the muscle should be visible, and you have to just take a nearest closer to that muscle is contracting. You don't have to see the large amount of contraction of the muscle or the group of the muscle. You have to just use the minimum stimulation, minimum intensity, and you will get the minimal visible contraction. That is our main motto. Okay, all the time patient should be being asked there is any compound going to be filled. So if you are giving stimulation, and you have to continuously do the conversation with the patient, either patient having any problem or either patient having any uncomfortable, either patient getting in the unconscious level or patient is going sleepy in either side. So you have to do continuous conversation with the patient. If there is any problem, then the patient is asked to inform the therapist as soon as possible. Okay, to avoid the resistance of muscle, the hair should be removed from that hair area. The oil or any lotion should not be used on the particular area we are going to be treat, or we are going to stimulate the area or the muscle or muscle group. For proper conduction purpose, current electrode should be properly cleaned. And now these days coronavirus is there, so you have to clean it and you have to sanitize it. Each and every patient session has completed, and you have to cover it with aquasonic gel and wet lint, so that current goes in a proper manner, and there is no problem in the conduction of the current. At the time of the application, skin should be checked if there is any irritation or redness or any scar mark. Because of if there is a scar mark or any irritation or any rashes, this may infect other people, or the patient can feel in other uncomfortable. Okay. Ask the patient about the medical history properly. Uh, and communicate with the patient until the treatment session ends. Okay. Check the machine before the application. So if you are going to apply on a patient, just go and check if there is any problem in the machine, if there is any problematic sensation, and you have to sense the current you are going to apply on a patient, because you have. Okay, all are there?
Yes, we have around 40. You can start.
Okay. I have left at the point, if you are stimulating a muscle over a patient, you have to continuously do the conversation, and you have to check that the area, if there is any problem or redness or any cut injury, so that if there should not be any irritation felt by the patient during the time of the stimulation. Okay. Keep the treatment area comfortable position before the starting the protocol. The patient should be in the comfortable position, so that he or she don't complain about the he's getting any problem, or he's getting any headache. So, okay. Muscle contraction of the treatment muscle should not be excel 90 contraction. We know after the 90 contraction there is muscle fatigue, so their treatment should be either 45 contraction of 2 sets or 30 of contraction with of 3 sets. Thank you.